Hello everyone and welcome to the first examples video for binomial distribution. In this video we are just doing numerical examples. So in the first example we're given the binomial distribution of 15, 0.35, and firstly we've got to work out the probability if x is equal to 8. Well, as x is exactly 8 we can use the binomial formula where x is 8, n is 15 and p is 0.35. Putting the numbers into the equation, we get this. To work out the first bracket, 15 choose 8, we use the combinations formula. And putting all the relevant values into the calculator, we end up with the final answer of 0.0710. For part B, x is not an exact value, it's less than 7, so we're going to have to use tables. Now n is equal to 15, so here's the table for n equal to 15. But because tables are cumulative, we want the value of x to be less than or equal to a number. So we can write x is less than or equal to 6. And because we know that p is 0.35, if we look at the table and go down the 0.35 column to 6, we get the value 0.755. Now in part C, x is greater than 9. Now that's the same thing as saying that it is greater or equal to 10. Now, as we know the probability of everything added together will equal 1, we can write that as 1 minus x is less than or equal to 9. And from the tables, x is less than or equal to 9 is equal to 0.988, so the answer is 0.012. Now for the last part, x is greater than 5 but less than 10. Now we can rewrite this as x is greater than or equal to 6 and less than or equal to 9. However, x can equal 6. 6 is a possible value, so we have to read off the value for x is less than or equal to 9 from the tables and then subtract x is less than or equal to 5. And this gives the answer of 0.424. So the next question is similar, but here n is 30 and p is 0.3. Now if x is exactly 11, we can put the numbers into the binomial formula like this and work out the first bracket using the combinations formula as before. And type in all the numbers into the calculator, you should get the answer 0.1103. Now in part B, x is less than 15, and as we discussed previously, it's the same as saying x is less than or equal to 14. Now, because in this example n is 30 and p is 0.3, we'll need the table for n equals 30, and you'll need to go down the 0.3 column to read off the value for x is less than or equal to 14. And so the answer is 0.983. Now in the next example, x is greater than 10, which is the same as saying x is greater or equal to 11. However, we need to subtract x is less than or equal to 10 from 1 because 11 is a possible value. From the tables, x is less than or equal to 10 is 0.730, so the answer is 0.27. And for part D, x is greater than 8 or less than or equal to 13. So we can rewrite this as x is greater than or equal to 9 and x is less than or equal to 13. However, to work out the value, we need to subtract x is less than or equal to 8 from x is less than or equal to 13 because 9 is a possible value of x. So after finding these values in the tables, we end up with 0.528. And in the final question, n is 40 and p is 0.2. So when x is exactly 5, we can use the binomial formula to work out the answer. And for the first bracket, 40 choose 5, again we use the combinations formula. And with the help of a calculator, we should end up with the answer 0.0854. Now in part B, x is less than 13, which is the same as x is less than or equal to 12. And using the table for n equals 40 and reading down the 0.2 column, we get the value for x is less than or equal to 12, which is 0.957. In part C, x is greater than 10, so x cannot be 10, but it can be 11, so it's the same as saying x is greater than or equal to 11. To get the answer, we subtract the number from 1 because we know the entire column adds up to 1, but we subtract x is less than or equal to 10 from 1 because x can be 11. Then, using the tables to get the value for x is less than or equal to 10, we get the answer 0.161. And finally, we have x is greater than 8 but less than 14, which we can rewrite as x is greater or equal to 9 and less than or equal to 13. And again, to work out the answer, we get the value for x is less than or equal to 13 from the tables, but we subtract the value for x is less than or equal to 8 from it, because 9 is a possible value of x. So the final answer should be 0.388. And as always, thanks for watching, and I hope I'm helping you not just get through your exams, but get good grades as well. And if you could help me by pressing that like button and hitting subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. Thanks, guys. See you soon.